Hello and welcome to Creative Cut Talks, the show that aims to promote sustainable visual arts and to bridge the gap between art creators and consumers. Visual arts not only offer a pleasurable experience to the creator and the consumer, but they are also a creative inspiration to other artists. They are in fact central to our society and economy. Owing to such significance, visual arts have a loyal and somewhat very dependent audience. But have you ever wondered who these aesthetically pleasing and sometimes confusing pieces of work are meant for? Is it you or a certain few? I'm your host, Chawa, and in my 15 plus years of international visual art practice, I realized the importance of knowing who our consumers are as artists. That is why we investigate the audience of visual arts, so stay tuned with us to discover the audience segment you may fall in. Before we get to the rough overview of these segments, let's note that visual art audience may also be referred to as attenders, viewers, visitors, or consumers, whether they buy or do not buy the artworks. We will start with a review of individual versus group audiences, then take it to social status, followed by age, then culture and creativity. Findings have shown that a third of the adult audiences attend shows, exhibitions, and galleries alone. They suggest that they visit alone because the art spaces represent a safe space for exploring their individual identity and for reflection. On the other hand, families and groups are seen more in museums, where stories of history and more activity-based experiences prevail. Now on social status. Recent studies show us that visual arts audiences are socially varied, intellectually curious, and increasingly dominated by a new generation that is more enthusiastic to engage. Generally, art attenders represent the highest culturally engaged audience spectrum. These culturally engaged art attenders are likely to participate in other cultural activities. They are mostly highly educated professionals who are relatively more affluent compared to the wider population. The elite or high earners to upper middle class income earners and city dwellers make up a significant facet of visual arts' core audience base. Then on age. In Western countries, over 40% of the museum audiences are over the age of 60, while in Africa, 65 plus are mostly the creators and informal educators of decorative arts and crafts. While audiences for most art forms increase with age, visual arts appeal disproportionately to Generation Z and millennials, who according to studies consume visual arts more than any other art form. Recent developments have seen younger, more affluent, and well-culturally engaged viewers, who are also seasoned buyers, keenly consuming visual arts more than other art forms. Tourists are an audience that deserves special mention. They form an international consumer base for local artists, as they often travel from faraway places to appreciate and immerse themselves in the local art field through fine art, artifacts, or crafts, which are often sold in flea markets or open spaces very close to tourist attraction areas. Cultural tourists invest their time and resources into consuming visual arts throughout the year. They're amongst the highest spenders. They are mostly visitors that research and plan visits based on interest and a search for a high-quality experience. Local tourist audiences also deserve a mention. They mostly consume arts for the purposes of heritage preservation and for acquiring knowledge passed from generation to another. For them, visual arts are an escapation from their day-to-day hustle and bustle. Finally, we look at creatives themselves. We make up a large percentage of visual arts audience. Galleries, exhibitions, and art shows are frequented by academics as well as established artists who gravitate towards them for inspiration and a source of personal study. They often participate in creative activities. They avidly consume visual arts through a wide range of platforms and media. There are so many reasons why loyal consumers appreciate art. These reasons may be of strong social motivations, while a significant number view art as per professional motivations, feeding or owing to the creative economy. Some enjoy it from an angle of art communication, where works of art actively support social issues or deter social ills. In conclusion, There's a saying that a good artist serves her audience precisely because she's so concerned about how her work will be received. This simply means creators first need to understand who they are serving and why. This then becomes pivotal in deciding how to create and distribute their artwork. To the consumer, and perhaps the general public, I believe it may be good to take a few moments and figure out which segment you may fall in, because you are clearly an invaluable stakeholder to the visual arts sector. And going where you are best served will save you.
Creative Cut, filling the creator-consumer gap.